Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up? I am your host, Sherelle, and welcome to the I Be Trippin' with the Lord podcast. Join me as I confront my issues with life and culture and work it out through faith. And let's celebrate my favorite Christian hip hop and rhythm and praise music while we're at it. I hope you're ready, 'cause I be trippin' with the Lord. Let's go. Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up? What's happening, everybody? I am your girl, Sherelle, and welcome to the I Be Trippin' with the Lord podcast. I hope y'all are doing well out there. What's going on with you? What's happening? Are you all right? Are you glad to be back? I sure hope so, because I am so grateful, and I thank you for tuning in every week. At least I try to come every week, but I thank y'all for tuning in every week. Y'all have been blessing me, and I am excited for this episode 36 of the podcast. We getting on down. We're trying to get to our 52 episodes, which would count as a year's worth of episodes. And then I want to eventually I want to go into, I want to switch up the game a little bit. I want to change the format of the podcast, have some guests, maybe talk to some people, get a little deeper into some things, so just continue to stay tuned, continue to listen up. I'm so excited for today's episode. I feel charged up, and I just bless God, y'all. So I'm going to jump right into it. I'm not going to hold you. But before we do get into it, listen, I want to remind y'all to, again, I'm so thankful for everybody that's tuning in, everybody that's listening. Continue to share the podcast with your friends, with your sisters, whoever you think would enjoy the episodes. Thank y'all so much for sharing, for liking. Feel free to comment, hit me up, let me know what you think, let me know, just feel free to tap in, okay? You can also email me. Y'all know I got the website, I got my business going, which is Pinky's Gem Box, which is a faith-based Christian earring and accessory line, and we are in seed season. We are just budding up. We are little by little, step by step building, and we're trying to build a powerful dynamic brand that brings just some hot unique pieces, and just I just have a vision for it. So you can always hit me on the website, www.pinkysgembox.com, all one word. You can hit me up there. You can sign up for our email list that comes out weekly or bi-weekly. Also, you can always email me at support@pinkysgembox.com. Support at pinkysgembox.com. You can always email me and just let me know how you're feeling, what's going on. Just hit me up whenever you feel like it, because I'm here for you, and we are here for each other. And I want to get into that, y'all. Let's jump into the episode. So I just feel like this is the theme for the past. I think the Lord has been dealing with me for a minute about this, but it's like this past like month or so or beyond, like He's been showing me and really like having me to embrace it and like pay attention, and He's pointing out community. And y'all, I'm realizing like how important it is to have community. And I was reminded of this because oftentimes I think about when people, people talk about not having to join a ministry or join a church. And for so long, we kind of use an excuse like, I can have my own personal relationship with God. I don't need to join no church. And we justified not joining a ministry or whatever. We justified with that reasoning, thinking that I can have my own relationship with God. I don't need a group. I don't need to be in a corporate setting to build my relationship with God. And it sounds reasonable, because yes, you are supposed to have your private and personal and intimate relationship with God, I'm saying, outside of the building, outside of the corporate body, outside of the group, right? But I think that we have to I feel like that may be that's like a false narrative that we speak, and we don't really, for one, it's not scriptural, and number two, we don't really think about how that really doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense, because if you think about it, nothing in life operates where we operate alone. Like, even lone jobs have like people that do jobs, like have jobs where they are, they do the most of the work. They still have teams that have to help behind the scenes, teams that put things together, teams that work on them to make sure they can perform the job that they got to do. We look at artists, look at football players. There is no football player that can play football by himself. It's not none. They need the team, no matter if they're the star player, the star quarterback, whatever. They need the team to win the game. No one person can win the game. And so it's like, I just been thinking about this so much, because I'm realizing how much community I have and how much I have not taken advantage of it, because of I remember I recorded an episode last year, and it was, during the, when we was, thick into the pandemic, I believe, I recorded an episode, and I remember saying that, I've been evaluating my friendships, right? And like, evaluating how well of a friend I am to people, because that's important to me. And I want to make sure, as I go into my 30s, I'm realizing like I'm solid with my family. Like, my family, we are solid, even if through difficulties or whatever, we are pretty solid as a family now, and we've grown to that. We had to grow into that, and it's very important to me. And so that same camaraderie, that same love that I have for my family, that connection, I've been praying and asking God over the years. So I want that to spill into my friendships, and not that I don't have good friendships or great friendships or long lasting friendships, or I don't have best friends. It's not that. It's just that I wanted more of a connection. Like, I wanted more of getting to reveal the person that I am, and them feeling like they can reveal the person that they are to me. And it's no like conflict. And I know, like, I know with, every life and things, things happen, things are, everybody's trying to just deal with life and family and stuff. So it's not as, we're not in the old days where we can, where you can just up and go with your homegirls. Like, people have husbands, have children, got to find babysitters, got to find the time, they got careers, jobs, businesses, like people. So, I just been evaluating over the years, my friendships, and like how well and what I can do more to like be a place where my friends can come to, and what I can do to make sure, I'm just fostering really solid friendships. And I feel like God has been I feel like I'm entering a season where God is like answering that desire for me. He's showing me that actually what I'm asking for, or what he's showing me that I have not just friendships, but I have community, and that it's important that you pay attention to the community that's in your life. And I feel like, sometimes, I hear, you heard people say like, I don't get along with females or this and that, or you hear people say, I don't need nobody, all I need is myself, da da da. And it's like, that's so false. Like, that is so false. And I was reminded of the community that I really have, like, just these past couple of weeks, and how important it is. And I'm wanna, as I grow, it's like I'm being challenged I'm challenging myself, and I'm being challenged to like show up for my people in my community in a way that I may not haven't always made myself available to do. And I'm loving the fact that it's being revealed to me the community that I have. And like it's people that's really believing in, it's people that's really supporting, and people that's really believing in me, like beyond, you know what I'm saying? Like they believing in me. And it's like, sometimes on a journey, like when you in entrepreneurship or in life, or when you trying to just grow, it can kind of, you get into your mind and you start to feel lonely, like, and you even may feel inferior. You know what I'm saying? Like it may be a little bit of feeling inferior because you feel like you don't have it all together. And that's something, you know what I'm saying? That's something like, and so, sometimes when you feel inferior, you don't want to ask for help. Sometimes when you feel like, you know what I'm saying? You feel like you are feeling needy is like, you feel needy if you ask for help, or you feel like you are, you feel like you are bothering people, or you just feel less than sometimes. And I'm realizing like the Lord is revealing to me through different people that I have a solid community, and it's time. And he's like pointing out that is what is, that's like your community right now, your partnerships, your network, like that's like, he's showing me powerful, like, I heard it before, like it's not what it's who I've heard that before, but I haven't experienced it until like it seemed like it's starting to be revealed now. And like I'm having conversations with people, and it's like, oh my gosh, like you get it, this, I can talk to you about this, like really, like I really can, like you're okay with me talking to you about this. I can come to you and reveal my heart. I can come to you and say, this is what I'm struggling with, and like you're listening, you give it, and you got good information. Like I have a friend that I grew up, we've been cool since middle school, and it's just like, and we done been through some ups and downs and everything. Like we've been through some things together, but like it's like we all through the years we've always had like this spiritual connection that's beyond it's beyond just platonic friendship. It's a spiritual connection that we have. And I don't know if I believe that she knows it as well. And I think it's been in a sense, since we've gotten close, since we've been teens and children, and we like grew up throughout the years. Like it's been it's been more than just friendship. It's been like this spiritual connection, this sisterhood that's like very tight. And so, but it's like when my friend, like when she speaks about certain things, like I just love our relationship because I can come to her and reveal myself, or like reveal where I am, and the words that she pours into me, it's like it's so powerful, and the knowledge and like just the motivation that she gives, and it's just like, wow, sometimes you don't know you have that in somebody, like somebody right there that's a resource to your life, and you can kind of overlook it or forget. And I'm like, Lord, thank you. And so I had a conversation with her last week, and it kind of like it sent this whole idea of community, just sent it up, because I'm like, Lord, I got a resource right here in my phone. I have a resource right here in my life, and I haven't been taking advantage of this wonderful woman who is a resource, who not just for information, but just for motivation, just for, you know what I'm saying, like to look out, you know what I'm saying, like, and I want to make sure I reciprocate that. And the same with like I went to another friend of mine, and she was celebrating a big a monumental moment in her life that she has been working on for years and years and years. And so I her I knew that this was something that we had to celebrate with her. Like, I didn't care what was going on. I was going to make sure I made arrangements to make sure I was at this young lady's event. And just at her event, I still felt that same spirit of community, and how important community is, and how important it is to value those who are close to you, those who are near you, those who are in your circle, those who are telling you they have a hand that they are willing to deal out to you, they are willing to help you and look out for you. It's important to value these people and like really do your best to reciprocate and love and cherish, their presence and what they have to give. And I'm just like, and so it's. I think about my family. I just think about my family and the importance of community and the person that I am, and like how much of my life is at ease, though things are not all the way easy. But I think about those who have community and those who don't. And I'm a person who grew up in community. Now, was my family and my people perfect? No, you know what I'm saying? We went through our ups and downs, but the fact that I have the support, there's a difference in my life. You see what I'm saying? It's just amazing to know I have that support, behind me, and I have that support with me, and and they're rooting for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a point of like, I know last week I was kind of going over like just the idea of like validation about my looks and stuff, and I realized like community is where a basic need of everybody is acceptance. Like, that's a basic need. Like, that's something that every person needs. Every person needs acceptance and validation from their community. Now, we know we all got it from God. Like, God is the ultimate one that we need validation and acceptance from, and He's the ultimate person that has given us acceptance and validation when we enter this earth. You know what I'm saying? When we enter this earth, when we, you know what I'm saying, when we were put together in our mother's bellies, like, that was Him accepting us and validating us as precious to be at the time we were born and all that. Like, He already accepted us. But it's also important, and I think that the Lord, and I think that the way God created the world is that we would also learn acceptance and validations in our community. And I'm just like, it's just so powerful. And so I was just thinking about people that always, try to, I don't need nobody and da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, that's a lie. That's a lie. We all need somebody. It ain't got to be romantic and all that. We all need somebody, though. We all need somebody to be in our corner. We need each other. We need people. I preached a sermon called We Belong Together. And it was about that. It was about looking at the fact that it's about, we are in this earth to not only glorify and worship God, but he put us in this earth so we can connect to one another, so that we can be in community with one another, so that we can love one another, and it's in our connections with each other, and it's in our connections to each other and our love for each other that we experience God together. You know what I'm saying? And it's powerful, and so I'm just so like, and I'm just And so, and when you realize, when you focus on the good of your community, this is another thing I'm realizing. When you realize that you really have a solid community, when you realize that you are surrounded by people, the goodness of the people that you are surrounded by, the people that are supporting you, the people that do see the best in you, the people that are motivating you, the people that are supporting you, the people that are watching you and saying, I see you, you doing well, you got this. Like that community, when you have that, when you realize and pay attention to that, bro, when I say jealousy go out the window, when I say insecurity go out the window, when I say comparison go out, like it goes out the window when you realize, oh my God, because it's very apt, right now, because of it's so many people. We get to see people's lives all the time, and everybody has something going on, and it's so easy. Like I admit it's so easy to fall into comparison, right? But when you focus your attention not on what somebody else is doing, like when you start watching somebody else what they doing and being insecure, and you start focusing on who is around me that I can support and that are supporting me. What's the good around me? What can I learn from? Man, it's a game changer. It's a game changer. And I just had a conversation, like my friend fired me up again. And she was just like, she know I'm building this business. She's a business owner. She has multiple businesses. She has done multiple things. I told her, you got that hustler mentality. Like that's something you've been somebody that's been independent and independently contracting and working and going for yours for a long time. You're not afraid to like jump out the window and put yourself out there, and that's what I admire about her. And even though she had community, like she had a community herself, but she just an independent type of girl. And I told her, like, I really admire that about you, like how you just go for yours, and you know what I'm saying, and you like find a way, and you know that's like very admirable. And she was just speaking life into me, like she spoke life to me. And sometimes you don't know that people see you in that way. You don't know that your community is watching you and saying, I'm proud of her. Like they may not speak it, but the whole time your community is proud of you. I remember when I first launched my business, like I had cousins that I don't even talk to every day sharing my business, like, and that right there, that's community, baby. That's like that's those little things, they may not, they don't even know like what that did for me. You know what I'm saying? And and I don't always look for family to support, so just them doing that was like, yo, like, thank you, like, God, I thank you. And so I say all that to say, in this, shorter episode, I know I went in, but like, I'm just so full because my community is so solid. And I just thank God for community. When I think about my spiritual family, my church family, and how community matters. You know what I'm saying? My marriage is still together because I have community, and that community has been the safe place, you know what I'm saying, for our marriage to run into. God has used these people, these different people from our family, from our spiritual family, you know what I'm saying, like, has used people and allowed us to have somewhere to go to and say, hey, we need help with this moment, you know what I'm saying, this is not going well, like, you know what I'm saying. And when you just, you know what I'm saying, and so it's so important to not think that you have to build your life, on an island all by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't think like that. Like, your like, when people talk about like your next, it's not dependent on people, but God uses people to open those doors of your next. You know what I'm saying? Not that it's you don't solely rely on people and their opinions and all of that. But what I'm saying is, people, your community is your resource that God puts around you to make sure that, to help you and make sure that you become the person that he called you to be. And so that's why it's important to pay attention to who is in your community. That was, I kind of I was looking at Ruth. I taught from the book of Ruth. And I was talking about the community that Boaz had built. We see that he had a solid community and he was solid within his community before Ruth came along. So Ruth was not like, you know how sometimes you meet somebody and you meet like their representative and they're like presenting all of this goodness, but then you find out they're not really that person. Well, with Boaz, he didn't have to do that because he was who he was before she came. He had already built a solid foundation within his field. He had built a safe place within his field. He already had a connection with God in his field. You know what I'm saying? He had already been a noble man, and he had built his wealth and everything. He had built his life ahead of time. Like his community was solid, was set, and people spoke well of him because he was good to his community and his community was good to him. And therefore when Ruth came along, you know what I'm saying, it was like he was spoken for. Naomi even knew that man is solid right there. That man gonna take care of this. That man is a safe place. You stay with him, you stay in his field, he good. Like he was able to get, his community was able to speak to his character and who he was because he was good to his community was good to him. And so so I see that in the book of Ruth, and that is how Ruth ended up went from being a widow woman who had to fend for herself to now becoming redeemed, and her family line being redeemed, and then being able to keep their land that they almost lost, and her being able to birth and be a part of the generation that brings the King David and then Jesus into the earth. Like, that's so powerful. And so you never know what your community is setting you up for. And I'm just so excited because I feel like I see, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was at my friend's party, I'm like, I just loved how we had fun. It was just like, I love this energy. I need this around me more. We need to do this more. I want to be there for you. I need to be there for you more. You know what I'm saying? I want to support you more. And my sister, and both of my sisters in Christ. And like I said, my friend, one of my best friends from long ago, like, just realizing like, I'm looking like, Lord, thank you for this connection. Thank you. Because it was a time where we had kind of fell apart, you know what I'm saying? But for the Lord to have to make sure that we patched up. And when I say that, and to be patched up in solidly, you know what I'm saying? Like securely, not like that wiggle, not like that I'm gonna keep it's like a solid, like, you know what I'm saying, just that love and that support and that and being able to share our hearts again, you know what I'm saying, like that is so important. And like I'm just realizing like how much community matters, your community, build a solid community, bruh. And think of and we got to look at Jesus as our example, right? And I made a post about this, and I was saying like, why people act like that you can do life all alone when Jesus himself, who had all the power in the world and in heaven and in the earth, if Jesus himself had a community where he built, he found his community, he had his community, he built his community, they poured into him, he poured into them, like he built his community. Why in the world do we think we can operate in life by ourselves? The scripture tells us, and there's a time for isolation and all of that. There's a time for that, but then there's still a necessity for community. There's a necessity for us working together. It's a necessity for us coming together to go before God as a corporate community. And it's that's where you get sharpened with your community. That's where you get the motivation from your community. Your community is meant to remind you of who you are. Your community is your safe place to get all of those kinks and those things organized and worked out. You know what I'm saying? Your community is your mirror. Your community is your place to relax and rest. You know what I'm saying? You need people in your community where you don't have to be nothing but the person that got out the bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be nothing. You don't have to be pastor. You don't have to be none of that. Your community will provide that place for you where your title doesn't register here. You're just you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need community for that. You need community for them resources that you don't know are available. And so you find out that you got community, you got people, because not everybody is willing or able to share their resources. So when you got that community that's like, I'm going to share you this resource, I want you to check this out, I want you to go into this, I want you to look into this, that community will send you to your next. That community will say, hey, this is coming up, I want you to check this out, this looks like this is for you. Your community will help you with your relationships, with your marriage, with your romantic relationships. Your community is there to safeguard you and say, hey, that's not good for you. Hey, I don't know about this. Hey, look at it from this way. Your community is important, B. And so, and as a 34-year-old woman, I'm realizing, like, yes, this is come on, Lord, like, come on, Lord, show me, I wasn't always good with that. I wasn't always good at networking. I'm not always good at community. Like, I love community, but I don't know if I've always been one to, like, you know what I'm saying, cultivate it as I should. And so I'm learning this is my time to, like, really cultivate it, because community is where the resources are. Look at Acts 2 Church. Acts Church, what they did, if whoever needed something, the community would come together and provide so that no one was lacking. That is good community. We need community, and nobody can do life alone. It is not good for man to be alone, human to be alone. It is not good for human to be alone. And that's what that meant. It wasn't about a romantic thing. It was just period. And you think about God himself, who is self-sufficient, who is self-sustaining. You know God don't really need our worship, right? Do you know that God does not need worship? He's God of overflow. He's self-sustaining. He's sure of himself. He's holy. He's straight. He don't need nothing. But because he's God of overflow, his love overflowed out of him. His greatness, his power is such over the overflow that he had to He created us so that we could be the overflow, so he could pour. Think about it. Think about how much he overflowed. I was talking to my husband about, think about how much God overflowed, that he created billions and billions of people, and none of us had the same fingerprint. That's a lot of overflow that God has. God don't lack nothing. He's not missing anything. But out of the overflow of his life, out of the overflow of his spirit, out of the overflow of who he is, he was able to create us in his image. And therefore, that's why he's able to give us his power. You know, we have the power to frame our world with our words, and he gives us supernatural gifts, and we're able to walk in his image, and he desires for us to look like Jesus and to mimic Jesus in all that we do, to be his representatives. Like, that is why, and that's why we are created for worship. He don't need your worship, but he desires it, because that's what community does. We love each other. We know what each other is worth. We see each other. We care for each other. We support each other. We pour into each other. We reciprocate love to each other. Like, this is what community does. And so if you are feeling by yourself, I would dare you to take another look at your community, because it could be that you have good community, but you are overlooking it. You are overlooking those people, and maybe you have even taken advantage, because, you know, sometimes we immature. We don't realize, oh my God, you know, our ways be wicked, or our ways, you know, we be missing it. So sometimes you may have been overlooking those people that as your community. So look twice. See if you got community. Are you growing in your community? See, Ruth was able to thrive in Boaz's field because Boaz had cultivated a community that was safe, a community where women were safe, a community where he made the men behave and protect the women and cover the women. He brought Ruth in and made her feel like she was a part of the community. Listen, Boaz he knew community, and he knew community well. That's why when he redeemed them, Naomi kept saying, he good to even the dead. See, he was a man of community, and that's how we gotta be. We gotta be people of community where we are good to people. We support people. We see the future for people. Like, it's so much. And so just pay attention. So if you need community, I want you to challenge yourself to check those people that are around you. Who is closest to you? And what are they doing to motivate you, to cultivate you, to support you, to see you move forward, to pour into you, to support you? What are they doing? And if you have people that's doing that and you haven't taken advantage of it, today is your day to take advantage of them. Today, not to take advantage of them in a bad way. I'm saying to be aware of their contribution and to actually value it. And if you don't have people that's supporting you, then that means maybe you should start changing your, bringing some people in. I don't like to always just leave toxic people. If they toxic and they just taken from your life, then that's different. But I'm not a big, I like to evaluate. I feel like we need people, even people that's like, irritating to your soul. You just need boundaries, but you still, what I'm saying? You put up boundaries so that they don't have as much access. But I don't know about the cutoff thing. Like, I don't know how it comes a time where you have to cut people off, but not, I don't think I don't want it to be an unhealthy cutoff where you're just cutting people off for no reason. But my point is, if you feel like you're around people that you don't have the community that you need, then all you got to do is change up your scenery. Go to where people look and see where you see some people supporting each other, and go and get in the mix. Go in, it's plenty of ministries out here that need young people that are looking to, love on you. And because of, the friction between the church and all of that stuff, like, people are afraid, but maybe you don't have community because you have turned your back on the community that is available for you. Maybe there are people in your family that you stay away from when really you need to get close to. Just evaluate. Start asking people about their stories. Start asking people about their lives, because you don't know what people have been through. And people who have been through things and have experiences that can challenge you, that can grow you. That can grow you up, that can help you. And so you just have to push yourself to go and seek it, go find it, and ask God to reveal it to you. Lord, who's in my life that I need to be connecting with? Lord, bring godly, holy connections in my life. That's been my prayer. And I feel like God saying, girl, you got connections. You just gotta pay attention and talk up and start sharing your heart. Start being transparent. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so hard all the time. A lot of us don't trust people because people let us down. Well, baby, people always gonna let you down. That's even if the best of people can let you down. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you just be reckless with your heart, but you have to realize, like, that's a part of life, that people are gonna let you down, whether good or bad. The worst of people gonna let you down. The best of people gonna let you down. Because we are all human, but that doesn't mean that you just keep a wall up and you just be afraid of people all the time. No, you need to get healed and whole in yourself, so that regardless of what people do, that you can still be you without hindrance. You know what I'm saying? You make adjustments, but you don't let nobody restrict you because of being you, just because they don't, they didn't do everything correct. And that's a whole nother topic. But I just want to drill that in, like, community is everything. If you don't have a community right now, this is the time to cultivate community. And I'm looking forward to where God is taking me. I'm looking forward to what God is doing in my life through different people, and I want to be a blessing to people. I want to help my community, and I want my community to expand. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I want to build, of course you got different levels and all of that stuff, but I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about your basic, your people that's around you right now, that's like the holding you down community, you know what I'm saying, and the resourceful community, and the community, and it goes deeper and all of that. But definitely, just be mindful of that you are not living this life as a loner, as someone off the grid, someone, you know what I'm saying, but you are actually building community and people that can like hold you down and love on you and see the best in you. So yeah. So y'all, that was I'm gonna roll on out. I'm gonna leave it right there. I want to thank y'all again so much for tuning in, for listening every week. We're here every Tuesday. We are on YouTube. We are on Spreaker, we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever podcasts can be heard. So again, continue to share, continue to like, continue to comment, hit me up on the side. You can email me at support@pinkiesgembox.com. You can also DM me on Instagram at Pinky's Gembox. You can IM me, whatever, message me on Facebook, all of that. Hit me up on all social media, and continue to just let me know what you think. You can always email me if you have any ideas, any questions, any topics, anything you want to help me with. And y'all, for my business, I'm looking to expand my my help in my business and all. I got my business that I'm running, and so if anybody wants any contributions, anything you want to suggest, donate, anything, just hit me up. Feel free. I take all suggestions, I take all ideas, reviews, all of that, and I'm really looking forward to doing so much more. I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope this message has encouraged you, got you thinking, got your wheels spinning, and got you in prayer, and got you just evaluating your life. Y'all, we going up. We at the we entering like the last quarter of the year, and we getting close to the last part of 2022, and we are going up, yo. We are doing, we're gonna continue to have a holy girl summer. We're gonna continue to challenge ourselves, y'all. I'm realizing, like, time for sis to lose the weight and lose it for good. Okay, I ain't gonna keep on talking about it. I'm trying to get there, so I'm definitely checking out some different resources so that I can get on the ball and get my weight and health in order. Okay, so y'all pray for sis, pray for me, because I got a lot going on, and I will continue to pray for you. I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in to the I Be Trippin' with the Lord podcast. I am your host, Sherelle. Thank y'all so much again, and let us pray out. Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, I thank you for this episode 36 of the podcast, Father. Woo! Lord, you are amazing, and you are wonderful, and you are great, and you are worthy, and you are good. And Lord, I just thank you for the people that you place in my life. Thank you for community, and thank you for showing me, Lord, that I have what I need right around me. And it just took listening. It just took opening up. It just took pausing and taking some time to, like, just let just be vulnerable and talk and let things out, that you begin to reveal who is there, and you begin to reveal, people that also need community. And so, Lord, I just thank you for the circle that is surrounding me right now. And I know, Lord, that, you are just behind the scenes constantly working on my behalf and on the behalf of my listeners. And so, Lord, I just give my life to you, and I just give my hopes, my goals, my dreams to you. And I just thank you for the way that you love me, the way that you show up for me, the way that you remind me that you are here, that you are listening, that you understand, that, the way your word just show up out of nowhere, and or you just be using people just to talk, like, to me, talk your word, like, Lord, you just be doing the most, and I'm just so grateful. And I just pray for my listener, Lord. I pray that my listener, Lord, that they also have a community, Lord, that you would illuminate them, the people that are necessary to their lives, to their assignment right now. And those that may not be, illuminate to them those that may not be for them right now, but just make it clear in their lives, Lord, to my listeners, how to build community, who should be in their community, what resources are they overlooking because they're not valuing their community, and just begin to have this conversation with them, oh God, and continue to remind us that networking and our relationship across the board matters just as much as our vertical connection to you. Of course, our vertical connection to you is first and foremost, but you created us in a vertical connection so that we can go out and have horizontal connections. That's what I'm saying, Lord. So I just thank you, Lord, for your goodness. I just thank you that you are just the best of the best. You are the source of all things. And Lord, we just can't do this life without you. I don't know where I will be without you, Lord. You are everything. You are everything. And I'm just so grateful to know you and to be called your daughter. Lord, I plead the blood of Jesus over this episode and over every listener in their lives, their dreams, their goals, their plans, your will over their lives, Lord. Let it be done on earth as it is in heaven. And I thank you in advance for it, Lord. It's in Jesus' precious name that I pray. Amen. All right, fam. I love y'all so much. I thank y'all so much. My thing went out of focus. I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, to the podcast, wherever you are listening. And y'all, I will see y'all next week. Peace out, y'all. Love y'all so much. Take care. Yo, before you leave, I want to remind you, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Pinky's Gem Box. And make sure you share and leave a comment. I love y'all. Talk to you later.